Welcome back, all you crypto, Bitcoin, Ethereum, felt hat Pikachu, CGC 10 millionaires. My name's Alex, this is Nostalgianomics, and I've been told to be a respectable collector, investor, connoisseur in the Pokemon space. You gotta have vintage on the shelves, because that's what all the true collectors have after they get past that entry-level, base-level, modern stuff, right? So I figured I'd put those up there, maybe then I'd be respected in this community. I just picked up this too, this Japanese vending series Bulbasaur that hits my Japanese rare, scarce, vintage quota for the day, so I'll go ahead and get that up on the shelves. That should give me some brownie points with the old cabal, alright? Am I right? But today, I really wanted to dive into this whole falling away from Pokemon that we see more and more. Not that the hobby's dying or it's not strong or anything, but people are really starting to look outside and broaden their horizons, looking for that next stonk. Because everyone needs that dopamine hit. Everyone remembers the Poke boom of 2020, 2021, and they're looking for that now elsewhere, right? I'm talking about some wacky things. Not just the dead TCGs like the Final Fantasies, the Dragon Ball Supers, the MetaZoos. You see the MetaZoo boxes, the Kickstarters? Losing thousands. And then you start looking at some of the, the next TCGs that are coming out, the Lorcanas, which is basically surviving off scarcity right now. If they ever print that into the ground, we'll see how it really performs. And then, the One Piece, which One Piece is doing well. I believe in One Piece. If you pick up the Romance Dawn, though, make sure you get the blue bottom, because those are the first and second print runs, guys. Make sure you get the blue bottom old boxes. That's what you want. But people were venturing into that, and then they started to venture even crazy now. Like, people are getting graded VHS tapes, which, okay, I get it. We grew up with VHS tapes. That might be a thing. But then it's getting to, graded magazines, like Time Magazine, Playboys, antiques, and people are really stretching now because everyone's looking for that next stonk. Pokemon's too boring. The gains are too slow. I need something faster. Whereas if anyone would just call up their broker or financial advisor on Wall Street and say, well, how'd the firm do last year, John? Well, it did about 12, 13, 14, 15% on some of our funds. Oh, that's great. The S&P only did 10%. You guys did great. Yeah, we're pretty proud of ourselves. We all took bonuses. How's the Pokemon investing going? Well, we only made 50%. Oh, yeah, it's down, huh? Yeah, the flippers, they're all making hundreds of percent, and so they all talk down to us investors who only beat the, regular investing by 3x or something, so we're still trying to get better, and that's kind of where we're at in the community. Everyone's just so stonk focused, and, now the felt hat Pikachu's over, everyone's on to the next thing. Where are we all piled to next? And I just want to talk about some of these other collectibles because, look, it's no secret. We're already in a very risky asset, which is cardboard. But to take that risk off of the most popular franchise in history, where all the nostalgia, the love, and interest is, to try to start throwing darts at boards and grading magazines and VHS tapes and antiques and stamps, and people are really getting risky with it. And to do those things, you better be okay with lighting your money on fire, basically, and throwing it into the wind, because odds are that's really a lot of that stuff's going to end. Look, I talked to a lot of resellers, right? People who got into the Final Fantasies and the Digimons and the MetaZoos and who maybe get into some magazine or VHS tape video game stuff. They all tell me the same exact thing. Alex, yeah, you can make high margins in this stuff. I have. However, right? Everyone likes the however. However, it's very, very, very dead inventory. It sells almost never, right? Maybe a sale a month, maybe a couple sales a year. Whereas people in this hobby are so spoiled where they list a card and it doesn't sell in a week and they start freaking out. No one wants this stuff. It only has 100 watchers. No one buys it though. It's only got 1,000 views. Whereas you want to find out what illiquidity is? Go venture out to some of these other markets, these other collectibles, these other unregistered assets. You're going to find out very quickly how illiquid these items are. I mean, that buyer pool is small and it's shrinking every year. Why is that? Well, it's because everyone in their 20s, 30s, and 40s kind of all grew up with the same things, right? We had video games. We did have VHS tapes, I'll give you that. But, we had Pokemon. We had, other collectibles, other Saturday morning cartoons. We all kind of did a lot of the same things back then. We didn't have comic books in my generation, the generation under me. I never opened a comic book in my life. We didn't read magazines. At least none of my friends did, right? Unless it was maybe Nintendo Power, but definitely not Time or, maybe you snuck some Playboys once in a while, but it's not really, doesn't have that trigger, that nostalgia, that feeling for most people that are still going to be living in the next 20, 30 years, right down the road. And a lot of the antiques and Americana or other countries' antiques and history, it just isn't really as sought after as it was with the older generations. And so you're really taking gigantic shots in the dark. I mean, Pokemon's already risky, right? It's already like buying a single stock or a penny stock or a crypto and hoping it goes up. But then to take it one step further and try to buy like dead TCGs or dead collectibles or antiques that, the buyer pool is so small for, you're really taking gigantic risks. So, unless you got the financial stability to be able to do that, and you can just light money on fire and throw 1,000,000 darts at a bunch of boards and hope one hits and you make substantial exponential returns, I would just be very careful with, seeing the wins you see on YouTube, because everyone talks about the wins, you never see their losses. Just remember that. The other thing I wanted to address in this video was, I'm not going to mention any names, but I have friends I consider in this community, but we don't see eye to eye on a lot of things. One of those things is the whole flipping and investing thing. Investing is really getting kind of the short end of the stick right now. People are really coming out and saying Pokemon investing is stupid. Like, the returns on this stuff, I just made a video. I mean, if anyone watched it, I mean, they outdo conventional investing by leaps and bounds every year. I mean, you're making substantial amount of returns, but the flippers like to come in and say, but you could be flipping and flipping and flipping and flipping and just doing somersaults over this product and making hundreds of %. Okay, so are we all supposed to quit our jobs, not spend time with our families, not spend time with our kids, not have other hobbies, not do anything outside of Pokemon, and just research all day, source and grade and flip and do this and that? Not everyone wants to do that. People have jobs, people have lives. They want to passively invest. And investing can't be compared to a business. And so I understand you can make more flipping if you have the time. However, you still make more investing in Pokemon than traditional investments, which is still proving true today. The other thing that's kind of this wacky thought I've seen on multiple different channels is this portraying of how hard it is to sell. It's so hard. It is so hard. The barrier to entry is so, if you want to invest, you better start selling now, because you don't even know. You don't even know. Guys, it's not that hard. It's not that hard at all. If you want shipping materials, nostalgianomics.com. I got recommended products. I got the boxes you can use for booster boxes, for ETBs, for PSA cards, which if you're shipping PSA cards, I use boxes. Why? Well, that way your items don't get damaged like the can and bubble mailers. Yes, it's happened to me. Yes, it's happened to others. When they get crushed and they get big, giant, heavy boxes dropped on them. Doesn't happen in a box. The boxes, guess what? They're about the same price as bubble mailers. And guess what? They still stay under 4 ounces, so they're the same price to ship as bubble mailers. But hey, do what you want on that. But you can go to nostalgianomics.com, go to the recommended products, get all the shipping materials you need right there. Okay? When you sell through eBay, eBay has all the shipping information and labels right on eBay. You just put in the package dimensions and the weight, and guess what? You pay for it right on eBay. It comes out of your profits you made from the sale, and you print it off and you slap it on the box. That's as easy as it is. There's nothing more to it. Don't let people act like it's harder than it is. I don't know why those people act like that. Maybe they're just trying to make a bigger barrier to entry so more people don't do it. Maybe they're, I really don't know. I don't know why it's perceived to be so hard to sell. And then the other thing you'll hear is, well, you're going to build up a seller account so you're trusted. Okay. Get a bunch of your singles or a bunch of cheap products that you have. Sell 10, 20, 30 of them, right, real quick. You can just list them all at auction if you don't care. Just list a bunch of auctions, ship them all. Once they get there and they're all good, you're going to get your stars up. You're going to get your positive feedback. And look at that. Overnight, you're a trusted seller. Now you can start listing things. Yeah, but it's so hard to sell. Okay. Go list any Sword and Shield, XY, Sun and Moon, Scarlet Violet box at auction right now. I would almost guarantee, as long as it's in good shape, you did your listing and title right, it's going to sell within 5, 10, maybe 15% of what the current market price, buy it now, last auction went for. Every time. That's how liquid this stuff is. So that's how hard it is to sell, guys. You throw something at auction, you get a shipping material off. You can go to my website to get the recommended materials, or you can, just look for yourself. You print the shipping label off right on eBay, pay for it right on eBay, slap it on the box, throw some bubble wrap or some packing peanuts or whatever you want to do to protect your item, and you tape it up and ship it. That's it. It's really not that hard. Don't let people scare you. The people who scare the Pokemon investors into thinking, oh man, when you have to sell this stuff in the future, it's enormously hard. When I sold off my entire collection, which was hundreds of items, I mean, it was during a boom, obviously, but it took me a matter of weeks. A matter of weeks. I listed tons of it at auction because it was just so liquid. It was just going for right at market price, if not over sometimes at auction. You know, some of the things I listed low market, I just listed buy it now at the lowest on the market. Boom, snatched right up. It's very easy, right? And a lot of the Pokemon stuff, especially if it's modern, it's not the, you know, the vintage stuff, it's, you know, not doing well. If it's modern stuff and it's, you know, popular Pokemon, it's popular box, they go pretty quickly, especially if they're among the lowest listed on eBay or TCG Player. Very liquid. So, look, you gotta do what's best for you. If you want to take those, you know, Grand Slam opportunities and try these other crazy collectibles out there, go for it. But as far as Pokemon investing goes, it was still working very well, far above what traditional investing is doing right now. Also, don't let people scare you about the shipping and the packaging and the shipping labels and the costs associated and how hard it is to build a seller account. None of that is very hard at all. I don't know. I honestly don't know why people make it sound that way. That's all I got today, folks. Hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're not yet. And I'll be back here in a new video soon. I'm out.